So we have our first ever official tease of the new chapters to come to the fog, and this is quite an interesting story. Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day and you're doing well. Dead by Daylight have finally officially teased us with what the next chapter potentially could entail with a mysterious story that they posted on their Instagram. We're going to go ahead and read this story to you guys and try to make way of what potentially this chapter could be. First things first, we are currently live on Twitch. Hopefully we see you guys there. I'm pushing once again to get that 100 average viewership. We've been killing it with streams lately, so hopefully we see you guys there. Twitch.tv/theking. And second part about this, I'm trying to get 150,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so please do me a favor, check down below if you are subscribed. If not, I would really appreciate it if you do hit that sub button. All right, let's talk about the story. Let's break it down afterwards. First and foremost, we got to read this story and see exactly what it's about. So, on their Instagram, they tweeted out a story in their stories, ironically. And essentially, this is a little three-part story or three different story scenes that we see. So, let's take it from the top. I was on garbage duty. One of the boys usually offered to take care of it, but I was closing the diner alone with my friend Ashley. The cook had left an hour ago, and this was one of the last tasks we needed to take care of before we could head home. I'm going to grab a smoke and ask Tyler to pick me up, Ashley said. I'll be back in a second to finish mopping. It's fine, I'll do it when I'm done with the garbage. It will only take a minute. She smiled and walked out through the back door. I wasn't trying to be nice, I just wanted to leave as soon as possible. The diner was at the edge of town and surrounded by forests. After dark, I always felt watching eyes whenever I walked to my car. I slung the bags over my shoulders and headed toward the back door. The dumpster was behind the diner, next to a picnic table where some of the staff sometimes took their break. I was surprised to see Ashley wasn't there, but she sometimes paced around the diner when she was on a call. I tossed the stinky bags and wiped my hands with disgust. I hated garbage duty. I was about to head back inside when I noticed something glowing at my feet. Ashley's phone. I looked around nervously. Ashley wasn't known for pranks. I picked it up and took my own phone from my back pocket. I wasn't sure what to do or who to call. Voice called out from the darkness. Ashley's voice. Ashley, this isn't funny, I said. I stepped into the forest. I didn't know how she had managed to navigate the trail in the dark. I had to turn on the flashlight to be able to see my own 2 feet in front of me. I let her voice guide me, but I still couldn't make out what she was saying. She sounded distant. I want to go home, I insisted. Please, can we get back to the diner now? Or pretended not to. I could tell I was close when I caught a glimpse of blonde hair in the distance, said. Her voice was hoarse and strained. Is Tyler with you? I asked, pointing at the light ahead. I could see 2 figures. One of them shorter, leaned against the trunk of the tree, while the other, taller, stood a little to the side. The first one must have been Ashley, but the second one looked wrong. Twisted. The torso and the legs seemed to be facing different directions. Me without ever taking their eyes off Ashley. I added, she said again. But I can now see her lips never moved. Something didn't feel right. I'd hesitant. Me up? Pick me? Up? Tyler? It's me. Hello? Light. It looked like teeth. Too many to count. A phone rang. Not mine, but Ashley's. Tyler was calling. And then it spoke. Its disembodied voice sounded almost exactly like my own. Home, it said. Please. Branches tearing at my skin, slicing my arms and cheeks. I reached the diner and threw myself inside, locking the back door behind me. I waited for a thump, a crash against the door, but it never came, still clutching Ashley's phone, and before gathering some courage to sprint to my car. It's 3 in the morning, and I don't know what to do. Tyler keeps calling Ashley's phones, but I don't know what I would tell him. I want to believe that this is some cruel prank, but I can still hear it now, floating softly through my window. A voice, haunting and familiar, so close to my own. Please, it begs, I want to go home. Story that we are left with on Dead by Daylight's Instagram. At first, you know, thinking about this diner in a forest, I, for whatever reason, think of True Blood and Sookie Stackhouse just working at the diner and the forest is around and she runs into Bill and you know the story. But obviously this isn't that. First and foremost, the fact that Dead by Daylight, they're tweeting this out, or I should say telling us this so early, indicates that this is more than likely to be an original chapter. Normally with these big licensed chapters, we know that the day before the PTB is released, that's when we get the teaser, and then we're like, oh my god, and then it's like learn more on whatever day. So we're typically in a routine of seeing what that chapter is going to be if it is indeed licensed. Not to mention we've received so much licensed chapters that this one's more than likely original. To add the cherry on top, David, who is a very, very trustable leaker, has said that this chapter is going to be original. Take it with a grain of salt, obviously, because nothing is officially confirmed by the devs, and you always have to take things with a grain of salt if it's not confirmed by the devs themselves, but it's more than likely, probably 99.999% chance that this is going to be an original chapter. Anyways, as for this story, there's a couple things that we can break down. First of all, we got some character names. We got Ashley, we got Tyler, and we got the person that's talking themselves, who seems to be like the main character in this scene. And more than likely, they're probably going to be the survivor, or if they're not the survivor, this is telling the kind of build up to what the killer is going to be. As for what the killer exactly is, we're hearing like a voice that is essentially taking form of somebody else. That's pretty exciting. Think of something that we've been asking for a very, very long time. A killer that can transform into other survivors and potentially generate it with them. And then when you're not looking, they just stab you in the back. Now, obviously, this could just be a long tale of this character, and maybe they have type of deals where maybe they see mysterious or, you know, paranormal type of things. We'll have to wait and see. But if we're just rooting it based off of this, it either is talking about the killer and the survivor, or just the survivor, or just the killer. Either way, this killer or this thing, this paranormal entity, seems like a skinwalker or a shapeshifter or something along the lines of that. We've seen specifically it taking two forms as well, not necessarily just one. It is basically using Ashley as a figure and a voice, as well as Tyler, but it's distorted. It's not necessarily the same, different. There's more teeth than normal. So whatever this thing is definitely pretty damn scary, to say the least. And it kind of almost reminds me of the Dredge taking over a form of whatever you fear the most, except in this case, it's not necessarily what you fear the most, it's just something else. Nonetheless, this is quite exciting. I can't really make any more information on this or heads or tails of what this entails, but this is quite interesting. I'm happy that we're getting teases this early, and it seems really, really cool. I like the recurring themes as well. You know, they talk about the flashlight on the phone and walking through the forest, which is very Dead by Daylight themed. So everything is on par to what you kind of expect Dead by Daylight to have. Besides this, there's nothing else to analyze. There's just a gray background and standard text. So that is pretty much it. Our first tease. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. I won't go ahead and pick every single detail on this. We have to wait and see. Maybe we'll get stories every single day. Maybe it'll just be on Fridays, Saturdays, whatever the case may be. The more information we get, the more information I'll let you guys know. But that's the story. Let me know what you guys think about it. And I'm excited for what this chapter is going to be. The PTB potentially is going to be in a few weeks. So we'll have to see all the different teases leading up to that, and it's pretty exciting to say the least. We'll see you guys on stream, twitch.tv/theking. As always, I'm the king. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.